Hello my lovelies, today we will read This Hyper World by Tori Likes Puppies. Chapter 8, Runaway. Leaving the racetrack was a blur. Pepper was sitting near me while Happy went to get another car. I don't even remember getting into the car and arriving at the airport, and we waited on Dad's plane. Pepper said he went to go see the guy that attacked him. I nodded and just leaned against her shoulder and fell asleep. By the time I woke up, we were already in the air. The TV Pepper was watching was the news. I groaned and sat up, mumbling, mute. Pepper looked over at me, a small smile on her face. A good sleep? Yes, actually, I replied, after considering it. I find it easier to sleep in odd positions now. That's interesting. Think it's something to do with the bite? She looked genuinely curious. Normally she doesn't ask about the powers, but I'm glad she's now. Maybe, I don't know. I'd ask Dr. Banner, but he's missing? I shrugged. Where's Dad? Right here, he said, coming out of the back. He placed a tray on the table next to Pepper. What is that? She looked dubiously. It's your in-flight meal, he answered by taking the cover off. Did you just make that? Yeah, where do you think I've been for 3 hours? Tony, what are you not telling us? She looked at him with a worried expression on her face. He sat in silence for a moment. Then I don't want to go home. Let's cancel my birthday party and, we're in Europe. Let's go to Venice. Capriani, remember? Pepper scoffed. Oh yeah. It's a great place to be healthy. Healthy? What does he mean by that? I don't think it's the right time. We're in kind of a mess. Well, maybe that's why it's the best time, he countered. Well, I think as the CEO, I need to show up. As CEO, you are entitled to a leave. A leave? I asked, bewildered. A company retreat. A retreat. During a time like this, Pepper seemed exhausted. Well, I'm just saying to recharge our batteries and figure it all out, he explained, but it didn't really explain much. Not everyone runs on batteries, Tony, Pepper said softly. After we landed and returned home, I checked my phone to find Harry had texted me. Raccoon pretending to be a human. Peter, are you okay? I went to look for you after a bit, and to see your dad fighting someone with these crazy whips and tossing stuff at him. Just, are you okay? I'm okay, please. I'm okay. Sorry I didn't respond right away. Fell asleep on the plane before we took off. I'm back home now. Dad is acting weird again. Any ideas? Peter, it's good to hear from you. Also, you are the only person I know that falls asleep on a plane before it takes off. Shut up. Back to your dad. Explain in more detail. He's been odd. Odder than what you've probably heard on the TV. On the plane, after waking up, he asked us to go on a company retreat. It said that Venice and Capriani is a good place to be healthy. That's hard to imagine. A company retreat to be healthy? Peter, it sounds like he thinks he's dying. What? How? That doesn't make sense. My grandfather wanted to go to visit places with us a few weeks before he was admitted to the hospital. He ended up dying a few days afterward. That can't be right. The doctors believed he had been thinking he was going to die soon, so he made us go with him. Which, if you think my father is bad, imagine his father. That was the worst family vacation ever. I'm sorry. I wish I could have gone with you or something. Yeah, then maybe they'd have questions about you. True, I guess. My dad didn't want to do his birthday party this year, and you know how much he likes his parties. Sounds like he wanted to spend his last birthday with the people he cares about instead of a bunch of strangers. Maybe you're right. If you ever need somewhere to go, My mom has her own apartment I can take you to. She's out of the country right now. Just let me know you're on the way first. Thanks for the offer, Harry. I'll let you know. Maybe pack a bag, just in case. Wait, isn't this apartment in NYC? Yeah, just, I don't know. Take a train? A train from California to New York? Or a plane? A plane, probably. I'm gonna go. The party is going to start soon. You are actually gonna be there for that? No, I'm hiding in my room. It gets loud. Right, of course. Don't drink. I snorted at this last message. Why would I drink at the age of 9? Weirdo. Either way, I packed an emergency bag and thought about what to take. Clothes? Yes. Toiletries? Yes. Phone? Yes. But opted up to remove the tracker I no doubt installed in the casing. I also grabbed the device Dad used to scramble my face from cameras. I opted to take it as well, but not before checking it had any trackers as well. Luckily it didn't. I also had put my wallet in there too. Dad couldn't find out where it was if I used. Dad could find out where I was if I used the card that definitely has way too much money for a 10-year-old. So I first would have to find an ATM and get cash. Then I'd be about getting a ticket to New York. I figured I'd just wing it from it comes to that. I heard the music start up. I figured the party was starting then. Uncle Jay? Yes, sir. If, hypothetically, I were to leave, would you tell Dad? I mumbled, staring out of the window. I'm obligated to inform your father if he asks. Why? I'm worried about him. If he's okay, I don't want to watch him die. You care about my well-being, right? I know he does, technically. Of course I do, Peter. My programming, not your father, lists you as a higher priority than him. Right, programmed as highest priority. So if you're linked to my phone, would you stay with me, even if I leave? Is this still hypothetical? I opened my mouth but closed it, considering his question. Yes, I answered. And hypothetically, of course, I would not inform Mr. Stark about your location should you leave the premises. I smiled. Yeah, exactly, Uncle Jay. I heard the music abruptly stop. I turned toward the door curiously. Jarvis? I'm only going to say this once. Get out. I heard Brody's voice boom out. You don't deserve to wear one of these. Shut it down. Goldstone? Yes, Mr. Stark. Give me a fat beat to kick my buddy's ass too. I heard Dad laugh. I sighed before glancing at the bag. Jarvis, I asked again, grabbing the bag and tossing it over my shoulder. Yes, sir. You on my phone? Yes, I am. I have been installed on it ever since you got it. Right, forgot about that. Good, we're leaving. I frowned. I opened the window, seeing people run off. Luckily, my room was in a place easily climbed down from. I quickly got onto the roof and left the window open. As I landed on the lawn, I heard my bedroom door open, following the clicking of heels. Peppa. Peter? She asked into the empty room. I didn't look back. I just kept going. Peter! I heard her yell out. I already tuned her out. I keep walking. I found myself at the bus stop that was about to leave. I managed to get on the bus before it took off. Where to? The driver asked, ignoring the fact that I'm a child. LAX, I said. $35, he informed me. I nodded and paid, before finding a place to sit. I muted my phone and ignored the calls from Peppa. I opened my text. A raccoon pretending to be human. I'm on my way, heading to LAX now. Send address over? Expect me at least 7-ish hours. Okay, let me know when you're landing. See you soon? Yeah, soon. The bus ride was uneventful. Traffic wasn't bad, considering it's LA. I managed to get a ticket to JFK in New York. Waiting to board was mind-numbingly boring as well. The flight even more so. It was interesting. Sure, people were making sure I was fine. I was required to be with someone the entire time, being only 9. I was asked questions, which I ignored, saying strangers danger and whatnot. About 5 hours later, I told Harry I was here. He said he was on his way, which confused me. Can Harry drive? At 9 years old? Weird, but useful, I guess. He said to meet at a park he gave an address to. I found myself sitting on a swing waiting. It was cold. I forgot to pack a warm coat. I texted Jarvis. Uncle Jay. Is everyone okay? What happened after I left? It's good to see you landed safely, Peter. Your father lost to Colonel Rhodes, who confiscated the Mark II. Pepper has attempted to contact you as well. You have 139 missed calls from her. I frowned. Of course Pepper was worried. I just hope she'll forgive me for leaving her. I heard footsteps heading toward me. I looked up to see Harry, and someone I didn't recognize. Hey, I greeted. Hey yourself, he said, sitting on the swing next to me. Total emo kids, by the way. Total emo kid vibes, by the way. What? You are out here sitting on a swing by yourself at like 5 in the morning. Emo kid vibes, he explained. Right, I rolled my eyes. Who's your friend? I asked, looking over at the lady. All right, that's my mum. I perked up. Nice to meet you, Miss Osborne. So you're the boy Harry has been texting almost every day, she asked, walking over. Yeah, Peter Parker. I smiled. It's nice to meet you. I thought you said she was out of the country. She had a change of plans. Came home early. Norman went out of the country to fill her place, he explained with a shrug. Besides, it's nice to meet Harry's friends, not that Norman would approve. She winked at me. Let's go, you can't stay at the apartment I own. Why do you have it? I wondered aloud. I had it before I met Norman. I've kept it ever since. Just felt like it, I suppose, she explained as we walked toward the car. The apartment was nice. Near the top of the building on the 28th floor, it was big, open, but it looked like a home. It looked lived in, unlike the Malibu house I was so used to. The only place that looked lived in was my bedroom, something Harry related to, who lived in the penthouse of Oscar Tower. Only the bedrooms looked actually lived in, cluttered shelves and the like. He shared pictures before, but he didn't show his room. I only ever saw it when we did video calls occasionally. Mrs. Osborne's apartment was much better. Harry had a room here, but his dad did not. I wondered if there was a specific reason for that. I was always too afraid to ask. Emily allowed me to stay in the guest room, shaking her head when I said the couch was fine. Harry said that'd be rude when they have perfectly open guest room. I fell asleep wondering if that was okay. To say she was frustrated was an understatement. Of course Fury wouldn't let her kill Ranko. It'd blow her cover. Well, now that it's biting his ass, of course Ranko is dead, or at least they think he is. But a quick hack into security cams showed otherwise. Someone wanted Ranko. Who? No clue. Either way, Pepper Potts was on her now. She avoided her and left the party. She reported to Fury what happened. That's when she learned the kid ran away. I'll find him, she stated. No, you won't. You have to maintain cover at Stock Industries, Fury countered. You're already looking. The minute we found him, we'll let you know. Fine, she relented. Just so you know, if you let me kill Manco, you wouldn't have to worry about where he is right now, she informed him before walking off. Romanov. Yes, Fury. I need you for something with Stark. Got it. Waking up to the smell of something being cooked was not something Peter was used to. Normally Dad just ordered something. That's when I remembered I wasn't home. I sat up quickly and remembered I was at Mrs. Osborne's place. I wandered out into the hall following the smell of food, only to find Mrs. Osborne making eggs and waffles. Good morning, I mumbled, rubbing my eyes. Good morning, I hope you don't mind waffles, she said, pressing the waffle iron down. I actually prefer them. Dad thinks they are an abomination or something, I shrugged. Well, he has poor taste. She laughed. Can you go wake Harry? Almost done here. Yeah, I nodded before walking over toward the bedrooms. I listened, trying to focus on the heartbeats. Something I thought was awesome. What freaked Dad and, well, everyone out. I found Harry's room and knocked before opening after no response. I smiled at his room. Star Wars posters along with Star Trek. Batman and other various comic posters also adorned the walls. I looked over to his bed. Contemplating how to wake him, I opted just to drag the blanket off, hoping I would pull him with. Ah, cold, he yelled, trying to reach for the blanket. Your mom said I should wake you up. She made breakfast. Waffles, he mumbled. Yeah, come on, I said, dropping the blanket and leaving. I sat at the table. She plated some for me, but she left it blank so I could put on my own toppings. Coffee? She asked, coming over with some mugs. Can't have, I said. Spiders and caffeine don't mix. I learned that the hard way. When I walked on the ceiling of the garage for an hour, Dad had begged me to come down. When I did, I promptly fell asleep. Unless you want me to fall asleep in an hour, I shrugged. What? She looked at me curiously. Oh, nothing. I blushed. She had got me water instead, which I was thankful for. We ate in peaceful silence. She had to leave for work at Oscorp, but had Harry call out for school for the week. After she left, we played Mario Kart for a bit, before getting bored of that. Let's do something else, Harry says. Bored. Okay, like, what? What's something you always wanted to do? Oh, I thought about it. The only answer came to mind, and only one answer came to my mind. I've always wanted to meet my uncle, I shrugged. What? And this was chapter 8. I will see you for chapter 9. Bye bye.